Hello, guys and gals, me, Mudahar, and welcome to another episode of Deep Web Browsing. Told you it's coming back every Sunday, and I just need something to really tether myself, all right, to the internet, okay, in amongst the every, daily kind of thing. I just need something that I do every week to unwind and relax, and if it means on the holiest of Sundays we check out that darker, danker, deeper side of the internet, that's really all I need. So, for those of you who enjoy this kind of stuff, sit back, relax, grab a nice, delicious, juicy beverage, okay? Carbonated, alcohol-ridden, coffee-ridden, whatever, dude. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your Sunday with a little bit of dank web browsing. Let's get into the video. Okay, so this introduction over here isn't actually really the deep web. It's actually a little bit of a micro-investigation into something. So I was actually sort of sent this YouTube channel by the name of Shiloh Hill, WWE. And this guy apparently is like an actual WWE like fighter. Apparently, like a pretty popular one. He's like an American professional wrestler. Which, for anybody who doesn't know wrestling, okay, it's I don't know how to really describe it. It's more just like performance art. There's like the sport of wrestling, and then there's like the WWE, which is I think more like theater, all right, mixed with like martial arts, some stunt work. But anyways, Shiloh Hill is apparently like a dude who went to university, went for computer science, sustainability science, and practice. And the guy went to like Stanford Cardinal, seems like a pretty good university, and he actually showcased a dark web video that apparently got all the rage over here. And I guess I kind of want to look into it because I haven't really seen it before, this recording time that I was doing right before the session. So basically, for anybody that doesn't know, he received this like this tape on the dark web. So from what I understand, he actually went to a dark web website, as apparently claimed by him, received a pair of shoes that were covered with blood. And I believe he actually like opened them live, dipped them in like hydrogen peroxide, used like luminol, which would be like the fluid to test for like blood and everything. And apparently it was like ridden with blood. And inside this, he actually had like a VHS tape that was like an hour long. And like, this is like an element of the VHS tape, right? It's like, submit and be judged. And it looks like an actual standard VHS tape. And this could be like a dark web art project. Nobody really knows. It's just a bunch of VHS footage amalgamated together. And I'm pretty sure this comes from like licensed, copyrighted stuff. So I don't know how much of it I can actually show. But, So in between all of this is just, okay, so you got like some shoes over here, okay, and then you've got what appears to be submit your proof, and then what you've got like is some forest footage, submit your proof. Yeah, I think it's just like old like TV shows, movies, just sort of amalgamated. The product is powerful. It's just like a bunch of like random like messages sort of like thrown in. Don't upset the shoeman. Do not upset the shoeman. Okay, we got a crazy killer character over here, especially if shoes are allegedly soaked and dipped in blood. Now, of course, to look at the most popular like portions of this, they're really just the messages that you guys are kind of looking at over here. So, for instance, if we go over to this side, you can see that, I don't know if I have to blur anything. The product will be collected after the duration. Okay, that's just how it works. This is a little unnerving. I don't know if I'm looking at like police footage or anything of that nature, but I may have to censor it out. It appears to be somebody that is hopefully not dead, just passed out. And they've got like what appears to be good old cowboy boots on. And of course, the further we go down here, do not lose the product, which I assume means the actual shoes in this case. And of course, the further we kind of go down, we've got some more foot. If you can make it out alive. Okay, that's the other thing here. Collect the shoes of the submission. Do not lose the new product. Like, what is a submission? Like, is it like a target? Like somebody that you kill? At the end of the duration, leave the product with the submission. Oh, so like what? Yeah, leave the shoe. The shoe is the product. The submission is the victim in this case, right? That dies and has his blood spilled onto it. The product is thirsty. I assume thirsty for the submission's blood, if you will. So apparently, right, like this is sort of like the big thing over here. This is like Shiloh Hill's huge post. It's like testing the boots I bought off the dark web. A lot of the stuff that he's made is actually like dark web stuff, right? It's like this dark web AI figured out my address. I'm going to take this dark web robot fishing. So yeah, it's just like his thing. It's like fishing with the beast. He's been doing this for quite a long time, man. Like Shiloh's been on the dark web stuff for like a couple of years, man. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate this stuff. He's been on that AI grind, that dark web grind, and it really must have paid off. You know, when he started testing the boots he bought off the dark web. So I guess I'll look at the boots real quickly just to see what this. Just to see what our wrestler friend has done. Oh my God. It actually seems like the case over here. He's got like the boots. He's taken them off. He's got like obviously some protective gear on here because I don't think that's the VHS tape that we saw the snippets of from there. And yeah, so he tests this with luminol. So luminol blend for forensic detection of blood. And then, you know, he's obviously going to spray that onto the boots, and God willing, eventually it should show up. Something should trigger here. Yeah, so that's like the shoe without the blood there. Let me just actually go over. Yeah, so the luminol has reacted, and under UV light you can actually see what appears to be the blood, so to speak, right? Like that would actually be the blood. And the only reason I know this is because I just finished watching the entirety of Dexter, and what an amazing show that is. Definitely stop watching it probably after like, I think it's like season 4 or 5, whatever the Infinity Killer season is. Anything after that is just, it's a waste of your time, and I'm just saving you from all of it. But yeah, okay, so there's been a lot of people that have been like kind of investigating this too. There's an entire like Reddit board called The Shoeman are investigating. And of course, one of the first posts that I see here is, this is fake, and then I think it's staged. So obviously I'm a little bit hesitant. First off, obviously when I look at Shiloh's like background, he's majored in computer science, and you don't need to be a computer science expert to make a website. And the other thing that I've noticed is not many people have detected this website, right? You may be able to find it through like a live stream that he's done, but even during the time of the live stream, according to a lot of the Reddit investigators, they couldn't actually find this even back then. And given the fact that it's a wrestler doing it, like somebody that's like a showboaty individual anyways, it obviously, you know, it's questionable if this is just a gimmick or it's actually real. Now, the thing is, if it's entirely fake with the VCR and the luminol test and the boots, I gotta say, at least it's entertaining, okay? Like, he's not really fucking harming anybody. He's just like, he's playing into that spooky nature of things, and that's fine. So for instance, one of the actual things over here, question about the websites, he recently came across a website on the dark web titled Shoeman Below, Keeper of Souls. The website presents to you a variety of shoes for sales, all quite derelict, stained, some of it believed to be blood splatter. Each shoe that is for sale has a name and an age attached, and when you go to buy these shoes, you have to apply a timeline of how long you would like to rent it out for. 1 to 10 years are your options. People seem to be very worked up about this website, and in the latest video by the Shiloh character, we can see a VHS tape. You know, honestly, like, nobody will give up any onion link. I think this guy, who's apparently quite tech-savvy, created this site with his dark web friends as a prank on the internet, which all could actually be a legitimately real thing. Like, let's be completely fucking real here. Maybe that is the case. But yeah, I don't know if this is real. Obviously, looking at his Instagram, right? Like, it seems like whatever this is super duper popping off. Like, he's hit complete virality with this, like 104,000 likes, talking about this dark web VHS. Now, do I personally believe it? Absolutely not. I don't think it really is real. Just because, like, again, I've tried to find this website, and generally speaking, I can find a lot of onion links on the internet. And onion links do change a lot, but I know pretty much where almost everything is. And I have done really deep searches for this, and I myself couldn't find it. None of the investigators who have been participating in this story have also found it. So if only one person has it, the creator of the story, then, you know, it's reasonable to assume that maybe it's all an in-house ARG kind of thing, which at the end of the day, look, I'm not going to say that that's annoying, or like, I'm not going to like shit on Shiloh for it. I think at the end of the day, it's interesting. It raises some, it's a cool little story, But ultimately, I can't verify it for myself. And most of the time, when you come across any of these stories on the internet, like Dybbuk boxes, deep web, like fucking gun scams, all of this, very rarely, I think, do you actually find something legitimate, right? Like, I think when it comes to anything of value, right? If this existed, I would have probably read a post about it, debunking it on Dread or any of the big forums that exist for the deep web community to come together and sort of like weed out the scams and weed out the reality. But interesting stuff nonetheless. It made me gasp a little bit because I was like, ooh, did this guy find like real bloody shoes on the internet? I'm going to wager probably not, but if Shiloh wants to get in touch, we can definitely, talk about this. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think what it is pretty interesting, but I'm going to need a little bit more before I start believing 100% in any of this, okay? I think it's kind of an interesting story, but it is what it is. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I love showing some good old-fashioned deep web social media. Anytime somebody wonders, like, damn, dude, I want to go onto, like, the deep web social media service, and I've showed you Dread, but there's something new that I found out called Pitch. Now, Pitch apparently seems to be like a Mastodon, Twitter or X, or what is the other one? Blue Sky, like, one of those like micro blogging services. And it feels like this is exactly what it is, like a deep web version of all of it. And you've got a whole bunch of like interesting deep web celebrities. You've got Pitch, obviously the website. You've got Dig. You've got Imwamus. You've got an entire band. What is that? Number 23 Dream World has been released, doing federal time, aka Sam Bent. I wonder if that's like a podcast. Duck Dope Go. Anonymous group. It's just like a social network, dude. It's crazy. So again, if you read some of the stuff over here, interestingly, you can find that there's people having short story contests where they're actually having contests for money. $200, $100. I met Deep Throat on the darknet. $50. The Whispering Coder, $20. She left the mustard in the fridge. One mistake might be your last. My ex-girlfriend. Hey for. Jesus Christ, dude. It's actually kind of cute. It's like, people always are like, man, we just looked at, possible murder evidence being found out in the open, like an ARG there. And then the other yin-yang of that is people literally writing cute stories and having internet contests for money over it. I mean, it's just so goddamn wholesome, right? Like, literally, you've got people over here, it's like, this is amazing. This is the first time I win a prize in my life, so yes, I am happy. Jesus Christ, dude. It's like such a wholesome little area to go into. It's like there's nothing violent going on here. Unless this is like code for something that I'm completely missing. It's just people sharing like short stories. I'm not going to front my mood. I haven't been on the dark web since Silk Road, LOL. Yeah, I can imagine. We got the old CryptoPunk nonsense over here. Dread is down. Shout out to Orange Supply. So yeah, it's just a place where people, I guess, just talk. It's literally just like a Twitter for the internet. And again, when I'm looking at how like popular it is, these people are posting like per hour over here. So Dante writes, "Are you racist?" I want to see the one comment to this. I want to see. It depends the situation. I'm a far right supporter. That means something. Okay. I don't really know what I read over there. It's like, depends on the situation. Like, maybe you have to apply racism very tactically. One person writes, dude. A little bit of racism on the internet. People seriously underestimate how much shit is hidden and manipulated by the government and powerful elites. Actually, like, I don't underestimate that. I really think, like, all the stuff that we do, like voting for people and stupid stuff, it means nothing. Like, if you're gonna sit in the war, if you're gonna live in this world and believe that like the powers that be, if you actually have power, as opposed to people that are like the billionaires, and even not the billionaires, just like the people that have like the highest connections, you'd be a fucking idiot. You'd be an idiot to think you had any say. These people go on the idiot say if it was true, it would have been on the news. The mainstream media isn't part of the problem. It's absolutely true. And this guy's got a Dexter profile picture, so I mean, like this dude's like actually awoken. News is also almost always post-facto reactionary, if it's not preemptive propaganda. So for dum-dums, conspiracies don't exist until they're being persecuted and on the news. Tell live! Television. It's right in the name. What's worse than that is some people live their whole lives believing and trusting the lies of the government. And that's how you know you're on like the dark web too, because this is really the only place where you're kind of like allowed to, I want to say, speak against the government. It is what it is. I feel like if you wrote half the shit on here, you know, you are definitely on a watch list. But then again, I think just by accessing the dark web, you immediately get onto the watch list. So first things first, let's look at obviously some of the topics. So here they have a topic about pitch. Let's look at hidden services. So interestingly enough, one thing they also have is things like harm reduction. So like I always said, like when it comes to drugs on the deep web, it always feels like for every drug site that I see, there's enough people that are always teaching individuals how to not die through consuming, you know, tainted drugs. So sometimes I wonder, like, is the dark web actually saving lives in certain cases? But yeah, to go down over here, these people kind of talk about other marketplaces that they open. So when you want to figure out where the new things show up, this is where it all kind of drops, right? And obviously, it's not just markets to buy drugs. Sometimes it can be things like this thing, Image Girl, which is an image sharing site alternative to Dumply, but with more features, right? So it's like Imgur from here. Is anybody here from India? Not me, giggles galore. I am not. I live here in Canada, but we can share our heritage across. So this guy is selling, I think, like Xannies. Bro, he's selling a kilo of Xannies for $3,500 in Canada. If outside Canada, pay $5 for shipping. I love that, dude. I love that. So this guy sells speed for like thousands of dollars. The shipping cost is like $5. It's like, dude, you can't make some of the goofiest shit on this internet stuff up. So what else is this? AI art. Okay, I think I might want to see what art looks like here, like at this point. So this guy, oh, that's definitely is that AI? Digital art. So it probably is AI, to be honest. Yeah, you just got people drawing like Soy Jack's album covers. Yeah, it's a lot of, oh my god, a lot of this is just AI slop, dude. Which obviously I come to expect. Like, it's a dark web. This is where like that stuff is super duper awesome. Now, obviously, if you want to make a post on here, you can register for an account, and you can just give them your username, so you can call yourself Muda. All right, so I actually got myself a little deep web Twitter account, dude. That's kind of sick. So I can just go over here and just post around and be like, hello, and then just like drop the I'm not a robot. So they make you do a CAPTCHA on everything. They are really trying to make sure botting doesn't occur on here, which I assume was a real thing. And there it is, man. I just dropped myself a little hello. So I'm now on Pitch, which is Dankweb Twitter. And honestly, I might just post all my video game screenshots here, dude. Like that's where it's kind of all about. Oh, hell yeah, we've got another Chan board, ladies and gentlemen. I love the old Chans on the internet. One of my favorite parts about the internet is just image board culture. And I can't ever recommend any image board that I find on the dark web. Hell, I can't even recommend any image board that I find on the clear web even, right? Just because of the wild shit that happens. For anybody that doesn't know, all right, this is like, if you're somebody that like just barely touches the internet, and like your only internet access is like Reddit or Twitter or YouTube, and you've never been outside any of these websites, this is the Wild West of the internet. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people over here that talk about really wild things, like, for instance, politically incorrect, which is, not for the most sensitive of person. You'll definitely find a whole lot of wild stuff here. For instance, religion promised by God, this board. I love the hell board. India and Israel can post here. Jesus Christ. I might as well just open up hell for a second and see what's going on here. Ooh, I gotta back out of that one immediately. We jumped right into it. So what is this? Video games? All right, video games should be fine. Oh, look at that. Stop killing games. 29 days left. Annon's thread will be here as a daily reminder. Forcing developers to support a game indefinitely can be extended to forcing manufacturers to support their products indefinitely. Such a law won't ever take effect. Man, the thing about like doomer posting on here, dude, Jesus Christ. Stop it. So, of course, the more you go down over here, you can just see people who are like, I'm making a board game for the first time. And I got to make sure I blank out some of the soy jacks. This is the problem covering like some of these image boards. That is like when I have to really go over the timeline on the video editor with like a fine comb thumb, because just now I saw 4 racial slurs that I did not immediately pick on. But I've been working on this since last year, and I finished the art and rules for such. 90% of the characters in game is a type that could very easily be translated directly into a video game. It's going to have based racial subliminal undertones, but obviously not that forward, or we get shut down. It's going to be a weird mixture of Yu-Gi-Oh, chess, and D&D. I guarantee you it's going to be like, all right, your character is the black guy, plus 10 athletics. Your character is the Indian, plus 10 unsanitary. Your character is... I should probably stop right there before the yellow dollar sign gets really horny with this video. You play as Apu in an RPG-style dungeon game fighting vermin and eating tendies. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, I gotta see what the hell this is. So, this I assume is Apu. You've got a little Pepe, health, energy. Okay, the next one, what do you got here? You know, I'll be real, like, as much as you can't obviously, like, talk, as much as you can't obviously, like, defend some of the stuff posted on a lot of these image boards, I will just say, it definitely is some of the funniest stuff to come across, just because, like, just because it's that part of the internet. It's such a wild, wild west. And the thing is, it's like, obviously for some of these services, like a deep onion link is kind of a needed thing, just because, like, I'm pretty sure going to some of these places definitely puts you on a little bit of a watch list. But the thing is, it's not even like just, 4chan links that are kind of like this. If you actually really look into the deep web, like onion mirroring world, you can actually find places like Facebook, for instance. You might be like, why does Facebook have like a Tor link? But it does. Like, you can actually access Facebook, and I think it's officially supported by Meta themselves, that you can access it via the dark web. I mean, even sites like the Central Intelligence Agency usually have a dark web onion link for you to access, right? And obviously for the CIA, it's kind of understandable, just because, like, it's the fucking CIA. I'm pretty sure there are certain countries that ban the CIA, as there are certain countries that ban forum ports or like image boards like this, and also Facebook. So, you know, one of the things about the dark web is, like, you know, I've heard a lot about, you know, internet censorship in like the last year, 2 years, right? Like a lot of these like ISPs directly wanted to control what we see and consume on the internet. And obviously, you know, you might hear some really nasty things about the dark web, but like places like N-Chan or OurChan or 4chan or Meta or Facebook or a lot of these like onion versions of these sites allow everyone in the world to at least experience parts of the internet, you know, without any form of government or, you know, corporate censorship, which realistically is, I think, the most important part about the deep web and why I constantly support it, right? Like, yeah, can it be a haven for bad things? Sure. But is it the last bastion of true, real freedom on the internet? Absolutely. And I think that actually really means something. And yeah, anyways, that being said, let's back out of here, Snimage board. Let's go check out something a little bit different. The Temple of Zeus.org. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know what's really funny about this is, like, this site got linked to me, but if you throw this into the Wayback Machine, there's a website, I think probably like the first 10, 20 episodes of deep web browsing was called like Joy of Satan, right? One of these like places where obviously you can imagine, right? They were like Satanist worshipping dudes. Now it's completely rebranded into the Temple of Zeus. And I love anything to do with kooky giant religions on the internet. And you can see it gets updated pretty actively. You can see 1st May 2025 was the update. So first thing I want to see is like the About section with the Temple of Zeus. If you're new to the Temple of Zeus, we encourage you to read everything on the site. Oh, don't worry. I will read some of the stuff. Don't you worry about it. So the membership to this religion is open and free. Thanks to donations, we're able to make knowledge openly and freely available while we continue our research. Okay, so that's good. Okay, it's not, you know, like, it's not like other cults like Scientology where you have to, I believe, pay a fucking minimum guarantee in order to like level up your religious levels, which I should probably shut up about Scientology right now, considering I don't want to catch no legal flack. But of course, we've also got like a forum board over here, the Ancient Forums. Oh, so they do talk about Zeus and Egyptian gods and everything. But yeah, let's go over here. So frequently asked questions about Zevism. Okay, so this is their religion. This is Zevism. Okay, so this is about Zevism. This is the website where you make a dedication to the truth, Satya, Zeus, and the original gods. Okay, So what happens if I make a formal commitment to our God? Our God looks out for his own. Our God gives us an inner strength, and we become very strong in spirit, unlike hard right-hand path religions, where adherents are forever praying and searching for their God. Our gods come to us on their own. Many times we can feel them. Yeah, I mean, I bet schizophrenia is real fun. We know and recognize fully that whom the enemy called Satan is nothing else but the original God of mankind. Okay, so this is not Satan as an evil. It's just Satan is like, that's the OJS version 1.0. Okay, anything after that, you know, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, all those guys, they wanted to take away from the original fire. If you spoke again, I don't want a religious turf war in the comment section below. I'm just a fucking Indian guy on the dark web having a time on Sunday, okay? It is what it is. Jesus Christ. But, oh wow, I can't even actually get the actual application is file not found. How am I supposed to pledge allegiance to Beelzebub? Okay, so frequently asked question. Let's see this. So, all consenting sex between adults is acceptable, okay? So, straight, gay, bisexual, group sex, etc. We don't interfere in your sex life as it's your personal business. Okay, so this is very like a very bedroom friendly religion, right? Like a lot of religions, they're always like, man, woman is fine, okay? Anything else off that path? I don't know. We gotta have a chat, bro. Recreational drug use is your personal choice and judgment. Responsibility to the responsible. Okay, so they're also very friendly to body destructive, right? So it's like you wanna light it, you wanna light blow ciggy. You want to have a little mouth pillow? Go for it, dude. Zeus and the gods do not demand slavish worship. We're not about making slaves, but free people. He does not expect us to be sorry or to wallow in self-guilt like the enemy religions promote, especially for imaginary reasons such as original sin. Ooh, Christianity's getting a little bit of getting some shots at it. Our prayers involve sending energy and connecting to the gods. It's real and not empty like that of the enemy. For example, if a loved one is sick, we send them healing energy. Yeah, I usually take them to the hospital is what I do, okay? You know, when I was getting my appendix removed, if somebody was sending me healing energy, I would have been dead after 3 days, okay? Thank God my dad was like, Muda, get up and walk. Oh, you're throwing up? You're going right to the emergency room, pal. Right to the emergency room. We communicate with Zeus and the gods telepathically. The ability develops through power meditation and mind-opening practices. So open your third eye. All right. Weekly rituals are beneficial for newcomers. And then they've got former Christians should read the Exposing Christianity websites. Okay, let's read Christianity Exposed. There are no mediators in Zevism. Please read the following article. No mediators. If you are underage and living in a Christian household, the gods understand. Do the best you can until you can reach legal age and practice your religion freely. Okay, so I guess man, their Exposing Christianity site is definitely not opening up. But yeah, that is, ladies and gentlemen, Zevism. Zevism. And of course, if you go to the old donation page, they accept any form of cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin, whether it be Monero, whether it be Ethereum, whether it be Tron, Ripple, so on and so forth. They're really actually modern in that. I think this is the only religion I've seen where you can just donate in fucking crypto. But yeah, it is what it is. So what do the donations matter here, right? So the Christian churches have billions and billions of dollars. Is that true? How much money does the Catholic Church actually even have, right? Like, I guess it would be in the billions, right? I don't know how Catholicism works. I do know in like Islam, for instance, right? There's like you do have to give zakat, right? Like you have to give, I think it's like 2.5% of your like yearly earnings as a tithe. But I know that for Catholics, their tithe is like insane. Like every month they have to give stuff out of their salary. And remember, Catholicism is a lot more structured than just like Islam or I don't know if I can say the same for Judaism. Hinduism is like different temples, but I think there's a huge, like, I mean, if you go back to India, like a lot of those Hindu temples can have a lot of money just off of like, you know, the donation that has been raised by the actual practitioners. But yeah, for I guess like Catholicism, maybe. Yeah, a few billion, I would say, sure. If it's going by that structure that I'm expecting. Temple of Zeus Ministries can do much more with resources. In the last 20 years, they have provided an immense wealth of spiritual information, knowledge, and support. Much of this has been made possible with extensive personal efforts. So, for instance, all of their money is spent on research materials, maintenance of their websites, advertising new websites, and the promotion and advancement of Zevism. Okay. I'm not like a Satanist or anything, but I mean, like, these people are doing what they have to, right? Like, goddamn. So, welcome here. This is like their page. We've already seen like the welcome and everything, right? This isn't out there. But again, the more you go down over here, they talk about things like ancient gods. They talk about magic and witchcraft. They talk about meditation. They talk about sermons. I kind of want to read like what does their like sermons look like? What is that? High Priestess Maxine Dietrich's sermons. Wait, there's like a whole high priestess here? No fucking shot, dude. I gotta see this. Hold on. I have to see. Is this like an actual video of her? I need to see it. Joy of Satan Ministries. Okay. Hold on. We gotta. Okay, so I can't show you any of this just because I'm pretty sure YouTube would shut this. YouTube would absolutely community guidelines strike me. To give you an idea, we jumped into her sermons and like, I think this will answer, right? The top right. Okay, so who was Adolf Hitler, right? That's one of the questions. What is the Talmud? Okay, and then of course, obviously, what are Holocaust lies, for instance, which I'm not gonna jump into that, but god damn, you look up a little bit of religion, and we're getting into some crazy wild stuff here. Dude, I cannot find the actual high priestess. I cannot find any image of her, which is a little bit weird. Maybe I gotta like dig in a little. Maybe I'll add it in like post-production or something. But I cannot find this crazy high priestess lady. I can find what the Pope looks like, but I just cannot find anything about her. So obviously, the Temple of Zeus and the worship of the ancient gods predate Christianity and Islam by thousands of years. The ancient gods are the original gods of humanity. We stand for good, not evil. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Okay, so they're very much targeting like the other Abrahamic faiths, which makes sense because it's like, you've got the Abrahamic faiths like Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and then you've got like Buddhism, you've got Jainism, you've got like Hinduism, which are more like spiritual. They're just different sects of religion, right? Like, I don't think they have any commonality between like any of them, right? It's like if you looked at a Venn diagram, very much two separate bubbles, right? Like who knows which one is right or which one is wrong, right? Obviously, we'll find out when we're all like passed on through to the other side, if you believe in that, right? But again, for instance, these guys are very much against the three mainstream religion, okay? They say that they're law-abiding. We know that Yahweh, Jehovah of the Bible can be a fictitious entity, and we recognize blah. We do not advocate or participate in blood or living sacrifices as falsely claimed by the Abrahamics. On the contrary, they do see kosher slaughter and Passover sacrifice. The act is Judeo-Christian as explicitly stated in their Bible. We promote the original religion of humanity. We have conducted extensive research, and our faith is based on ancient religions that predate Judaism and Christianity by hundreds of thousands of years. So, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like they've kind of cleaned up, I guess, because it's like, when you have a religion like Satanism, it sounds already spooky, right? Like when they have like blood sacrifices and crazy stuff like that. Obviously to the average person, they're like, But here it's like, no, actually it's the main ones that are wrong. They do like blood sacrifices or whatever. We're just like normal, original, loving people. And I guess it's more like washed to the average person. Like this seems more palatable, so to speak. And then, of course, you jump down other things, and it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. But I guess it's like, let's see, join Zeus's army. So I guess instead of Satanism, it's like we're part of Zeus. Spiritual warfare? Spiritual jihad? Oh, my God. We've got ritual. Oh, my God. There's such a dynamic religion. There's so much going on. They have another offensive in 39 minutes. God damn. That's 39 minutes from now. What the fuck? The Black Sun 666? The White Death? Oh my God. Exposing Kabbalah. Yeah, so again, I would say if you visit a website like this, I don't know, be careful, dude. Be just be careful. Be a little bit out of it, okay? This is a tax-exempt religion. I don't obviously agree with anything that High Priestess Maxine Dietrich is saying. That's not my world to get down into. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've come across what may be, my God, what a wild religion. There's so much information here. There's so much stuff. How much money do these people make out of this? They've just been rebranding and keeping this up with modern days and everything. This is insane just in that regard. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to back out and I'm going to go somewhere that's a little less combative than we're seeing here, because I feel like there's a turf war brewing and I don't want to see that happen. Let's go somewhere else. Hey guys, do you want to earn apparently $21,347, ladies and gentlemen? Well, apparently there's a game that you can play called Cicada Detroit. It's a free-to-play competition to solve 42, and I was linked on this from the old dark web, and apparently it's an entire competition, like an ARG, that I guess you guys can kind of jump into. I don't know how legitimate it is. I don't even know if that prize is up there. I just kind of saw people like talking about it, and they linked to it, and I'm like, man, I feel like if this is real, you know, it could be really awesome. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Cicada 3301, if I can just dig up one of these things, a lot of people believe there was like this crazy dark web story. So if you go to Cicada 3301, all right, one of the original puzzles, right, if you actually look into it, it is name given to a set of 8 puzzles posted on the name 3301 online between 2012 2014. The first puzzle started on January 4th, 2012 on 4chan and ran for nearly a month. And of course, a second round of puzzles, blah, 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 blah. A third puzzle remains unsolved. The stated intent was to recruit intelligent individuals by presenting a series of puzzles to be solved, and no new puzzles were published on January 4, 2015. So apparently it's like, I believe it's still somewhat of an ongoing story here, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, the further we go into it, just to show you an example of what this kind of stuff looks like, this internet mystery. Yeah, so like the original website was like this. Welcome, pilgrim. Through some combination of reality, fate, entropy, and randomness, you found yourself here, climbing the steps of chaos in a world of illusions we collectively call reality. We offer a path towards enlightenment if you have a patience and dedication to obtain it. On January 5th, 2012, Cicada 3301 announced their presence to the world. What started out as a seemingly simple puzzle for a handful of curious hackers, nerds, trolls, and cypherpunks turned into a mystery that has spanned the globe. It has been called the most elaborate and mysterious puzzle of the internet age, and is listed as one of the top 5 eeriest unsolved mysteries of the internet by the Washington Post. But we have discovered it to be much more than a mystery or a puzzle. Cicada 3301 left a series of clues in major cities around the world, and referenced books harkening back to ancient occult mystery schools and connecting it to modern-day technologies and existentialism. While these obscure references and clues seem disconnected at first glance, they are anything but. A close study of these clues reveals a deep and mysterious order, mythos, and philosophy in which Cicada 3301 left us a clear message. You are being unto yourself, you are a law unto yourself, each intelligence is holy, and for all that lives is holy. So yeah, it's like a group, I guess it's like, you know, this belief of Cicadianism, and it's just this group of puzzles that you were solving, right? You were trying to reach this path of, I guess, enlightenment. And I covered this like when I was talking about like deep web browsing, right? Like initially when it came out, and I probably covered it in like, if it wasn't like the first episode, probably was at least like in the second or third episode. And of course, things have, I guess, escalated to the point where now there's this thing called the Watchers, the 3 eyes. They need to watch, 3 eyes, 1 truth, a secret waiting to be revealed. There's 3 secrets, right? There's the eye of knowledge, which is decoding the symbols, the eye of observation, which is seeing the unseen, hearing the unheard, and then the eye of unity, which is 3 united in space or time and space. So I guess enter the translation or submit. Now, again, there's a group of people that have, you know, started to analyze this themselves. So, for instance, there are people that are stuck at puzzles 24. There are, like, the most recent post was like 31st puzzle in, and I think I'm tapping out, but it's gotten too difficult for me. I'm not far behind you. I've heard 31st is a beast, not looking forward to it. You've come further than the thousands of others. So again, this is a group of 941 members. And I don't know if this is like actually like completely legitimate. I guess if I go to Cicada Detroit, this is where it like leads to this like website. So I guess you go over here, you sign up, and I think the countdown's like already done. This is crazy. Welcome to the game. Cicada Detroit is a free to enter competition to solve 42 puzzles on and offline. So is that actually real? Like, is this actually like a real thing? Like, are they just like trolling and building off of this? The first to complete will win a first place prize. The second chance prize will be divided amongst all players that complete all 42 puzzles in 2025. So if you win, you get the whole 21 grand. But let's say that all of you guys reached 42. Let's say 4 people reached 42. Well, you would split 11 grand amongst all of you. 11,239, which, you know, it's not a bad payday, all right, depending on how many people end up getting there. And it seems like nobody has actually reached number 42. So I don't know. Maybe you could actually go with it. So you sign up for free over here, and then I guess you follow through with the actual games being provided. And that link that I showed you a little earlier was obviously a link that probably led to from this like website, from this like group of individuals. Below this message is the first of 42 puzzles, coded messages, riddles, games, and challenges you must solve to the competition. Early on, a simple copy-paste of the puzzle into a web search will often lead you into the right direction. So I guess we just copy that. We go into the actual page over here and we just like enter that in. Morse code translator. We drop that in here, translate, and that is just the words Morse code. So I guess we type in Morse code like so, and hit submit. And hopefully, if that's all true, we should be able to get the first puzzle done. And I should be on the way to getting a whole bunch of cash. Need help with this puzzle? Get a free hint. Wait, hold on. No way, dude. No shot. I think I realized what's going on here. You want to get a whole bunch of people. Well, first, this is going to be a free hint. But I'm pretty sure at some point down the road, they might start charging you for the hints. That's some crazy shit. Man, dark web guys just want to get like a 20 grand payout on this dude. They want to actually solve it. So here they got like what appears to be some hexadecimal, decode the below, and find the URL of the next challenge. Okay. Oh, you completed puzzle 2. For puzzle 3, it doesn't look like anything is here at all. Yeah, but looks can be deceiving. Jesus Christ, dude. You know what I think this is? I think that this is okay. We're obviously on puzzle 4 out of 42. And I'm going to be real with you, okay? If I get to 42 and I do all this, and it's just like a giant like, haha, you got trolled, bitch. Yeah, I'd be pissed. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? It really feels like this is like a brain teaser ARG. So if you're somebody that, I guess, wants to... If you want to make like 20 grand, this might be where it's at, okay? I think like I think it might be an interesting rabbit hole to go down. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, I'm going to back away from this and go somewhere else. So if you're somebody that wants to, you know, if you missed out on the Cicada 3301 train, that dark web mystery, I guess you can go on to Cicada Detroit. And even if you don't win a prize, I guess maybe you'll have some fun doing deciphering puzzles. Again, we're on 4 out of 42. I guarantee this shit probably gets like ass-numbingly difficult, probably around, you know, halfway through this, okay? So let me know what you think. But for now, I'm going to back out of this. I don't really have any interest in finishing this all the way through for now. But yeah, maybe I might do this on a stream. We'll actually see. Maybe we might get the grand prize and like donate it to like a charity or something. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and let's go somewhere else. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Dark Web Browsing, Deep Web Browsing, Dank Web Browsing. You know it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully you liked what we saw today. We saw a bunch of dark web mysteries. I want to say the favorite mystery of mine, personally speaking, was, of course, the fucking bloody shoes. I don't know how real that is. I'm going to assume what I saw there was just a goofy fake, but it probably was one of the most interesting ARGs. I always say, like, deep web art projects, man, some of them are just absolutely beautiful to come through. And I will say, I don't know whether Shiloh is pulling my leg or not. I'm sure that he'll say he's not pulling my leg. I'm sure he'll say it's totally real. And then I'll respond with, I know it's just as real as wrestling. But to be honest with you, I think that was probably one of the most interesting. It's been a while since I've seen some, analog horror style like story. Hopefully, if it's real, if any of that is real, by the way, I really hope that Shiloh, instead of uploading it to YouTube, probably goes to like law enforcement agencies and submits it, because if that's like somebody's actual blood, I'm gonna be honest, man, that's pretty spooky, and that could probably be considered evidence if I'm not mistaken. So probably should be sending that over to the cops. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's other stuff we saw. We saw like, the eternal battle between the mainstream religions and Satanism, so to speak. We've seen pretty much every goofy thing on the dark web. And of course, and amongst all of that, if you ever wanted to leave the world of mainstream social media services, there's even dark web Twitter that you can jump into. But ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.